Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks and another random destruction. A bit late going up, no video last Friday, and that's because I've had one hell of a weekend. I don't want to go too much into details because of basically what may come from this possibly. But basically, we rent our house. And we had the gas man come out to service our boiler, which is a very old back boiler. And it turns out that it's been leaking carbon monoxide for a while, which would explain a few things, namely my headaches, my wife's headaches, the fact that she's been falling asleep at sort of 9:30 on the sofa. And, various other things. There's obviously, as most, I'm sure all of you will understand, there are very, very serious sort of health issues and risks attached to, obviously, carbon monoxide poisoning. So, basically, he condemned our heating, and we've had no heating all weekend, which is, as you can imagine, for those of you that are in England, it's not exactly warm at the minute. So it's pretty damn cold in our house. We've got like a couple of fan heaters and that's it. So, yeah, just one of those weekends. So I'm going to try and catch up again today a little bit. Hopefully I can get all 3 videos uploaded today that I want to get done, but if not, it'll be 2 and 2 tomorrow and then back to normal after that. But anyway, back to this. Well, it's a brain fart. It's a random destruction. I'm in the T25 AT, which I don't have anymore. I've now unlocked the T28. I did well, those of you that follow me on Twitter will have seen that. Stuck a picture up on there, fresh off the assembly line. So yeah, I've now moved along. But this is one of the last few games that I played in it, from about a week or so ago. I think it was this one, and it was quite a fun game. I think I was top tier, and was a bit unsure about where to go. Originally, I was going to go to the sort of bottom left corner, the southeast corner. Changed my mind, was going to go back the other way to the other side of the map and try and provide a bit of support there, and then ended up just thinking, do you know what, bugger it, I'm top tier, I've got very good gun depression, the armour can be quite bouncy when you're using that gun depression on this, so I'm going to go to the middle. And I'm going to try and do as much damage to stuff as I can, because our guys on the western side of the map, they push quite far down. And they're now spotting things in the middle of the field. And to be honest, the allies on the right, on the eastern side, as you can see there, have actually got quite far around and are at the other side of the hill, near the village. But something has got past them. Heavy, it looks like. Yeah, and he's just taking down our artillery. Don't forget the preview screen that I have here is quite small, and sometimes it's quite difficult for me to see which is which, basically, which icons are which. Now, that champion seemed a bit unaware of my presence, and even though I keep slapping him upside the side of the turret, he still seems sort of, I don't know about unaware, but he doesn't seem particularly concerned, and now he's got very little health left. And yeah, took a hit from something there. Managed to just clip that guy. Took a couple more hits, a couple of bounces, and came out of that situation not particularly bad actually. Lost a little bit of health, but not a lot. Maybe about a quarter, just over. Possibly getting on for a third. Well, that wasn't too bad. It was. I managed to take him down. I did gain quite a bit of attention from other things over there sniping at me, but it didn't turn out too bad in the end. Quite a nice exchange, the fact that I managed to take down a tank and only lost a little bit of health. I would prefer to have kept it, but you can't have everything. But now it's looking very unfavourable. It's Yeah, 7-11, well now 8-11, but in the enemy team's favour. Managed to take down the E25. But I do feel a bit stuck in the middle now. RT is wanting to get rid of me, and yeah, really decides that I need taking down. That was unfortunate that that Tiger managed to pen again, or I think it was the Tiger. I don't know, it seems to be a very fast reload, but then again, he's got the stock turret, so he could have a faster reload. Well, he will have a faster reload. But I do feel kind of stuck in the middle now. I'm kind of in a point where if I try and get out of here, I would imagine one of these guys is probably going to manage to get some shots in, because I'm going to have to come up and over. And if one of these guys doesn't, I would imagine there's probably other TDs sat waiting to snipe at any spotted target that does appear. And there's RT again. He's, yeah, determined to get rid of me. Let's see if I can do some damage. This AT managed to get a hit in. Oh, the Crafts Panther's coming to try and get around me. And I've got to keep moving. If I don't keep moving, RT is going to zero in and they are going to get me. And I didn't want to go over that rise. I just feel like I'm going to expose the tank a bit too much. There's RT again. I've got a feeling there's TDs down that western side somewhere. And I think if I show too much tank above that ridge, I'm probably going to get done. So I've got to be careful. I've got to try and keep these spotted. Hopefully my allies will be able to help me out and take them down, which they do seem to be coming over, but I take the risk and go for the crafts. Managed to get a lucky hit on him on the move, and the Panzer IV takes him down. There's the AT. Oh, just slightly poorly aimed there. Should have led that a little bit more to try and get it through the side. And it's also worth mentioning that the only thing I've got on this is a gun rammer. That's it. It does have a very good aim time as it is, and there's now shots coming in from over on the right hand side, over on the east there, and yeah, there's another TD. I thought there might have been another TD over on that western side, and indeed there is, and that's why I didn't want to show myself too much over those ridges. But I've now just basically got myself transferred from one dip to another and still pinned down in the middle. There is me and the Panzer IV H left, and there is a heavy, there is RT, and there are 3 TDs somewhere. Well, I know one is over on my left on the west somewhere. There he is. I know that another one is just over that middle ridge, which is the AT7, is it? Yeah, he's still alive, I think. Yeah, there he is. He's coming up and over now. And again, I wanted to get over. Oh, and there's something over on the east as well. See, I wanted to get up and over and have a go at that SU-101, but unfortunately the AT7's pushing forward, so there's no way I could have got over. And he manages to take me down. One more hit, just a slightly quicker reload, and I possibly would have had him, but I don't know what I would have done from there, because I was getting surrounded, and half of them I couldn't even see. But quite an entertaining match nonetheless. A high caliber, 3,500 damage, or just a shade under. A little bit of blocked, mostly from the lower tiers, but it was a good fun match, and even though I lost, I still enjoyed it. It was one of those that, yeah, I lost, but I still enjoyed that match, and it was fun. I just wish I could have done a little bit more, but that AT7 just had me with the reload, which they do. It looked like it got the 17-pounder, which is a ridiculous reload anyway, and more than enough pen to pen the front of my tank when it's on level footing like that. But there you go. Anyway, this one was, I managed to get a couple of quick games in yesterday, not much, but this is one from yesterday in the M103. I'm kind of determined to get to the T125. I know they've not so much nerfed its commander's hatch. It's still, as far as I'm aware, it's still got the same technical thickness of armour, so it still says the same, but they did change the armour profile of the commander's hatch on the T125, which has had quite a profound effect on it. And you know, it used to be quite solid at the front, and now it still is kind of solid at the front, but it's a thinner strip that runs vertically down the middle of it, and it's just quite thin to the sides now, that commander's hatch. And it does almost seem as though they may have reworked the armour profile on the front of the turret as well. When I was looking at the armour yesterday, See, with me not having it, I've not looked at the armour very much, so I'm not overly familiar with it. But it did seem as though the armour profile in front of the turret had been affected as well, and sort of changed slightly. I seem to remember it being thicker over a larger portion of the front than it is now. But again, I could be completely mistaken. And, you know, I may be thinking of a different one. Maybe the T123. I know it doesn't have a turret, but you know what I mean. You know, the front of that. But anyway. But yeah, that reworking of the armour profile on the T125's turret does seem to... or it seems like it would have had quite an effect on it. Without only one driving it beforehand. You know, I can only conjecture. But back to this, the M103. Still not got it fully upgraded yet. Got top everything apart from the top gun, which gives you an increase in penetration. Some of the softer stats, you know, your aim time and your accuracy, very slight increases, and an increase in penetration as well of the standard rounds. Now, Tier 9 match, El Haloof, and a very large quantity of our team have pushed onto this corner. In fact, yeah, most of the team have pushed onto this corner. Now, I've come up and around this way because the rest of the team have gone straight up to the corner. And using my gun depression, I can work this bit. Did some damage to that T10. The Goronich has backed off. And with how many team members are up here from our team and sort of how few are here from the enemy team, I feel quite confident in pushing across this way. I'd just like to get myself in a position where I can use my gun depression, I can fire without exposing too much of the softer underbelly of the tank coming over that ridge, and I'm now quite aware that there is stuff shooting at me from across the valley. Where the enemy tank's camped up there is a left PTA. Let's see if I can hit him. Generally, if you can hit a leopard PTA in the front, you're going to damage the ammo rack. Not all the time, but there's a damn good chance. They seem to be just made of ammo racks. But to do that, you've actually got to hit the damn thing. And my first one went over. That one was poorly aimed and hit the building, so yeah, he's got away. The Goronich is dead. Going to reload just to clip that Panther. And damage his engine. It's I keep mistaking them for Panther 88s at a glance now that they've got the side plates on them. I don't think they had the bazooka plates before. In fact, I'm sure they didn't. No, they didn't. And yeah, just at a glance, you know, you sort of I just mistake them for Panther 88s until I, you know, see the name and look at it properly. Just something I'm going to have to get used to. Now, the E75, he almost seemed like he'd given up or disconnected because he was just sat there, nothing moving, everybody shooting at him, and then he sort of sprang into action. Started trying to defend himself, but it's a little too late, unfortunately. Managed to get a solid hit, and then the allied tanks on the right hand side of me there finish him off, and now it should hopefully just be a case of pushing into the enemy cap, or pushing into the enemy sort of spawn area and mopping up. We've got a very good lead, a 6 tank lead. So unless we do something incredibly stupid, this should turn out to be a win. Spoiler alert, we don't do anything incredibly stupid. I've seen it done before. I've had it happen. You know, I've had great matches where everything's been going right, and it looks like it's a certain win, and then all of a sudden, boom, RT hits you, takes you down. Your team just starts to crumble all of a sudden, but there's no RT, which is nice. But my gun damaged. I want to take down this Jagdpanther 2. I'd like to take down the Leopard. I've no idea where that shell went, and I decide to fix my gun at this late stage. 4 tanks left. I'll fix my gun. So I'm a bit more accurate, and I can actually hit these guys and take them down. There we go. And, of course, I fix my gun using my repair kit, and the Black Prince manages to just get a shell into my side and damage my ammo rack just after. Wonderful. I was not happy. In fact, I was quite frustrated. And this is the point where I'm like, I'm going to have you shit. So I just decided to charge down this Black Prince. I was determined that I was going to kill him for damaging my ammo rack, and I managed to take him down, just take the last bit of health off him. So I was quite satisfied that I managed to get that kill. But I am starting to enjoy the M103. I think I'm enjoying it as it is without the top gun, so, you know, if I'm enjoying it now, then when I've got that top gun with that extra bit of pen, I think I'll be even happy with it. But just under 5,000 damage, just under 3,000 blocked, so yeah, quite a nice match all in all, and quite happy with that one. But there you go. Anyway, I hope you've all had a great weekend anyway. I'll be back later on today with another video. Fingers crossed too, if I can get everything done in time. So until then, take care out there, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.